Welcome back to my channel, you guys. If you're new here, my name is Sydney and I film cruelty-free beauty videos, and a lot of them lately have been about being on a no-buy, and that's what today's video is going to be about. Today I want to talk about kind of how I'm feeling after my no-buy has ended and I've had the chance to shop a little bit. So if you guys haven't been keeping up with my channel, I will link my other no-buy updates down below. But basically, I started a no-buy in the middle of August and I had it set to end the Monday before Black Friday. So I would have the entire Black Friday week to do all the shopping I wanted to that I didn't get to do, hopefully with a better mindset of kind of what makeup I should be adding to my collection and where I should spend my money. So today I kind of wanted to talk about how I'm feeling after being off my no-buy for about a week and after making a couple of purchases. So I do have to tell you guys, I did break my no-buy just a little bit. I did buy the Raw Beauty Christie collection from ColourPop at Forest Sight. It's absolutely gorgeous. I used a lot of the items in the collection on my face right here. I did film a get ready with me on this look, so if you guys are interested in seeing how I created this look and just kind of hanging out and chatting, I will link that video down below if you guys want to watch it. But after I made that first purchase, I was a little bit worried that I would just spiral out of control because I was having that moment where I was getting a little bit grabby in my head, you know, like I felt like, oh, so I can buy makeup again. So like all the things that have been like kind of on my wish list, I was like, maybe I should just like run to Target and grab a couple things. But I didn't. I had like maybe a day of that and then I was like, okay, nope, we're good. We're still in the no-buy technically until Monday, so why don't we just hold off on purchasing anything until then? And so I did. In this video, I'm not really going to talk about what I've actually purchased. I am going to talk about a couple of items that I was tempted to purchase when I was in kind of that super grabby mindset towards the end of this video. But I kind of want to just share my experience and some things that really helped me change my mindset and stay on track. After that one day of having that kind of urge to buy everything once again, I felt okay until Sunday, Monday rolled around and a lot of brands started their sales then. They started previewing their sales and it was a bit overwhelming. I won't lie, it was a little bit overwhelming. There were a ton of sales going on, and while I went into this kind of no-buy ending, this little shopping spree that I knew I was gonna have with kind of a plan of what I wanted to buy and what I didn't want to buy, it was still, I still had that moment of holy moly, all of this is such a good deal, maybe I should just buy all of it. And I will share some of the things that really caught my attention, but again, I'm not going to share what I actually purchased in this video. I want to do a haul video on that in a couple of weeks once everything comes in. But I was starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed. So I will link my post no-buy wish list down below for you guys if you want to watch it. I think there was less than 10 items in that video, and honestly I think I cut half of them off my wish list since then. But if you guys kind of want a preview of what I kind of thought I was going to purchase going into Black Friday and going into this super sale week, I will link that down below so you can check it out. But some of the things that I really wanted and that I was convinced I was going to purchase when I was kind of in this grabby mood were, first off, the ColourPop 10-piece lippy set. They released so many vaults this year. I believe, was last year the first year that they did the vault, or was it 2 years ago? I feel like it might have been 2 years ago, but I know this has been a very successful approach to them for holiday, for Black Friday, and they had some good deals, you guys. I think the vaults were being released and they were also discounted pretty heavily. I was really attracted to this lippy set because, or the lippy stick set, because I don't have a ton of lip liners in my collection. I have, I think, maybe 4, and I've really been getting into lip liner lately, and so I was kind of like, I want to expand my lip liner collection, but I never know which other shades I should get, so I was like, well, this set is already pre-curated. I'll just grab this one. I didn't end up grabbing that one because I just decided that A, I probably don't need 10 more lip liners, and B, a lot of those shades were very like neutral leaning, and while I do like a good neutral lip liner, they were more like brown neutrals, and I don't wear a lot of brown lippies a whole lot, so talked myself out of that one. Oh, you guys, these next ones were so hard to talk myself out of. The Sigma Untamed and Enchanted palettes. Sigma was having a 40% off sale with free shipping, so I was like, cha-ching. I've wanted both of these palettes for quite some time. They've both been on and off my wish list all year long, and I was like, you know what? Now's the time. I'm gonna grab them. And up until, it's Friday today when I'm filming this, so it's like actually Black Friday right now. Up until Wednesday night, I was convinced I was going to purchase both these. I was super excited. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And then I was like, you know what? Take a step back for a second. So the first thing that I did was I looked up a ton of reviews for both of these palettes. The reviews helped a little bit. They were still mostly positive, and I talked about wanting these palettes on Instagram, and a ton of you said that they were absolutely fantastic, so that didn't help either. But there were some negative ones in there. They're like, you know what, don't buy them full price. I already wasn't going to buy them full price. And then another thing that really helped me was realizing that Sigma has a 40% off sale semi-regularly on their website. So while I wanted these palettes, these were not a purchase that I needed to make this very second, you know? And I feel like one thing that actually helped me while I was on my no buy and kind of being out of my no buy now and being on more of a low buy is not totally sticking my head in the sand when it comes to like makeup sales and new makeup releases. I feel like knowing what is happening in the makeup world and like that there are other sales that happen throughout the year helps me kind of decide, okay, I still want this, it can still be on my wish list, but I'm not going to purchase it right now, you know, because I knew that Sigma did 40% off sales, or sometimes they send you personalized 40% off coupons in your email. So I was able to say no to those, even though that was very, very difficult. At first, I talked myself out of getting the Enchanted palette. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get Untamed. I'm just going to get Untamed, and then we'll be done. But I eventually talked myself out of that one too, mostly because I didn't want to pay for shipping. I won't lie, that was the driving factor. Next up, we have 2 of the Adept palettes. So in my post no buy wish list, I did talk about wanting an Adept palette, and I still do want an Adept palette. I've been planning on placing that order later today, but in my initial wish list, I was like, I'm just gonna grab 2. They're on sale, it's no big deal. I'm just gonna grab 2. I have lots of single shadows. There are spots for 100 shadows in these palettes. I don't need space for 200 more single shadows in my collection. And another reason that I was just kind of like, you know what? Yes, they're on sale right now, but is this really the best deal? Adept was only having a 25% off sale for Black Friday, and while that's a good deal, I feel like they have 25 to 30% off sales throughout the year for like a friends and family sale, for a spring sale, whatever it may be. I felt like that was a good deal, but it wasn't like fan-freaking-tastic. So I was able to say, you know what, why don't we start with 1? And then if you need more, you can get another one. I was really tempted to get 2 because I know there are several palettes in my collection that I wanted to pot that are a little bit on the larger side, but I think I'm still just gonna stick with the 1. And there are so many other brands that have wonderful single palettes that I could want to purchase in the future. So I talked myself out of 2. I'm just sticking to the 1. Ooh, this next one is one that I'm still kind of grappling with. This is the Kaleido Cosmetics Velvet Dusk palette. How beautiful is this palette, you guys? Like grungy, gorgeous dreams. The one thing that's holding me back a little bit from this palette is A, it's not on sale, but that's not really a huge deal for Kaleido Cosmetics because they don't really have sales very often. I believe that they do have a site-wide sale right now, but I think it's only like 15 to 20%. It's not huge, and you still have to pay for international shipping. So kind of tempted by this one because the color story is crazy gorgeous, and I love Kaleido Cosmetics, you guys. Their matte shadows are one of my favorite formulas to work with. Shimmer shadows not so much, but it has been a few years since I've tried their shimmer formula, and I think they've updated it since then. So kind of tempted by this palette because it's absolutely gorgeous, but also like I know I don't need it. Next up, we have Lunar Beauty Moonspell. You guys, I swore up and down that I was gonna grab this palette, and I think I finally come to the conclusion that now is just not the right time. I checked the website earlier, and I believe it's only like 20 or 30% off, and I swear that it was 40% off not that long ago. So I think they're gonna have another sale, and I just feel like maybe that will be the right time for me to pick it up. I love this palette. I've loved this palette for so long. It's a permanent palette in the range. It's not going anywhere. So I'm just going to take that step back and maybe come grab it in a couple months. Oh my goodness, I had a moment with the M Cosmetics Monet Jasper palette where I was like, I'm going to buy both shades. So they released this palette earlier this year, and they released a light version and a deep version, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And when they launched, I was obsessed with this palette, you guys, but I was on my no buy, so I didn't purchase them. I was like, you know what, on Black Friday, I'm going to buy the light and the deep version. And I think these are beautiful, beautiful palettes, but after giving myself some time and some space, I feel like I don't need them right now, you know? I also was going to make 2 very large nail polish purchases. I was going to purchase from Kaleido Colors, which I think it's a Black-owned brand, and I still want to support them. I just am not in the place in my life right now to spend like $50 on nail polish, you know? And I was also kind of thinking about placing an order with like Slacker. I created fantasy cards for both of those brands. They both have incredibly beautiful, beautiful colors. Kaleido Colors had some really cool like different formulas. Like there were some cool like shifty shimmery shades. There were some some cool like jelly, really like glitter heavy shades that I was super into. So if you guys are in the market to buy some new nail polish and you're looking to support an indie brand, definitely check them out. But ultimately, A, I just decided that I have more than enough nail polish right now, and B, I'm not in a place right now to spend that much money on nail polish. So that was kind of my impulse buy wish list, kind of things I was thinking about impulse buying. And I felt like really the best way for me to talk myself out of it was A, to sit with myself and ask myself, did I really need that? Most of the time the answer was no, and then I would ask myself, do I really need this right now? And the answer was definitely no for that. But I really found it helpful to also create fantasy cards. I've been doing that all this week, you guys. I did that for 3 websites this morning. And I feel like after I create that fantasy card, it gives me some of that satisfaction of like the shopping high. But after I create that cart, I like to let it sit for a couple of hours and think about it and really decide, is this a valuable purchase that I'm making, or is this just an impulse buy that's really not going to add any value to my life or to my collection, you know? So I think that's going to wrap up this video, you guys. I hope that was helpful. I feel like it was a little bit rambly, but I was just trying to share my thoughts on how I was feeling. At this point, we are pretty much at the end of the Black Friday week. I've bought some makeup, but I don't feel out of control. I don't feel like I immediately need to snap myself back onto that no buy. I was actually talking with someone on Instagram the other day, and they were like, you know what? I'm kind of thinking about doing a no buy where I'm on a no buy for 3 or 4 months, and then I have a little bit of a shopping spree, and then I put myself back on the no buy. And when I was having those moments of, oh my gosh, I want to buy all the makeup, I was thinking, you know what? Maybe that's not a bad idea. But for now, I feel like I'm in a place where I'm okay to not do that. Not to say that I won't do that in the future, because honestly, I really enjoyed my no buy. But for now, I think I'm going to stick to just like a plain old low buy. I think I might do monthly updates still. If you guys are still interested in that, I'm having a lot of fun with it. But I think that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave me in a comment down below how you guys are doing. If you were on a low buy or a no buy and now you're off since it's Black Friday, did you go crazy? Do you feel like you are still making good purchasing decisions? I would love to chat about it down below. I think it's something that we all really struggle with makeup, because makeup comes out so quickly, and I feel like a lot of us follow like YouTubers and Instagrammers and all the people that are involved in the beauty space, where they get every single new release, whether they purchase it to do a review or they get it in PR. And I feel like that creates some unrealistic expectations and kind of just feelings about shopping about makeup. So I would love to chat about that with you guys down below, but that's gonna wrap it up for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!